One very concrete example is the forest operational research in the Nordic Baltic countries consists of fairly small units. So you can say that together we actually create, through the SNS network, we attain critical mass. And if that's not concrete enough, I would like to point out that we have agreed on method issues. We have standardized the research methods in a way that allows us to draw conclusions from data sets from all the engaged countries. And that is really a strong thing that reduces costs of the research that we need to do incredibly. This has been done in silvicultural research for a number of years. We've had that kind of modus operandi, but in forest operations it's quite new, and it's really a concrete example of what we have achieved in the Oscar. And well, I think it's always important for people to get to know each other. I mean, we read each other's research, but actually meeting the persons and being able to talk with them on an individual level, that is always very good. One thing that we've also done is that we have realized that the most burning issues are very often the same in the participating countries. And that means that we have been able to coordinate research. We have sort of decided together that in the next 4-year period, these are the issues that we will address, and Skogforsk in Sweden, we will take responsibilities for this part, and in Metsäteho you will do that, and in Latvia you can work on these issues, and then we meet regularly and inform each other. So it's actually sort of creating almost an invisible college for the forest operations issues. That has been really good. I think also for the younger researchers who often feel that they are the only person in Sweden or one of just a few persons in Sweden that are working on an issue, it's really stimulating to feel that there are also people in other countries who are working with the same issues. I mean, this is not a big area like medical research. I guess that you have much bigger groups working, but we in the Nordic countries at least, forest operations is not well populated. As a researcher, I guess you're always looking for money, more money. You always have a lot of questions that you want to answer, but you don't have the means to give the answers. I would say that that's also a concrete example of the benefits, but since we know each other really well, it's so easy to pick up the phone or to send an email, and we agree almost immediately that, okay, we are going to write an application for EU funding, because this is an important issue and we all know each other and we trust each other. So it simplifies application procedures a lot. The latest things that we've done is that we've published a book on transportation research. That was done just a couple of years ago, and that has been an area where it's been extremely difficult to compare results from different countries and to draw benefits from the research that's carried out in the different countries. I think that's the latest. But if you go back, I mean, we've been funded actually by the Council of Ministers since the 1950s, and one of the first things that we did was to introduce a Nordic work study nomenclature and a methodology for doing work study. So this goes back a long way, And over the years, we've done several agreements like this, agreeing on what units to use, how to plan and carry out research and so on. And then I think that's part of the explanation of why Nordic forest operations research has been so successful. I still think that we are in the very top of forest operations research. And that is, I think, because we've been collaborating for a long time. So thank you to SNS and the Nordic Ministry, Board of Ministers for supporting us so far.